So I think this was the partial discussion in the previous lecture, and complete discussion related to this point, purpose and or significance of management. And there somebody told like generation of employment, right? He remembered that. So maintenance of discipline, designing new product, development of the nation. So various pointers we discussed in the previous lecture, right? So question is for 8 marks, and you should remember the pointers and you should able to elaborate the things. So now one more thing we started discussion on in the previous lecture, that is system approach to the management. System approach to the management, right? So we understood the concept of the system, right? And we taken the example of human body, how human body can be called as a system, right? Because one goal is there. So similarly in industry also, there is a common goal. People are working towards the common goal. So that's why this analogy can be used for the management. And we were, I think, at this point we discussed it in detail. What is the input, what is the transformation process, what is the output, right? Elements of inputs element, then a transformation process element, and output element, right? So how this the cycle works, that we discussed in detail. I think you were drawing this point, whether drawing completed in the previous lecture. Okay, so chart is completed. So this question is asked for multiple time for 4 mark. This diagram is for 2 mark and 2 mark explanation. So what is expected? You should write the heading input, and in that input you should write the these pointers, right? So in short, beyond that also, whatever pointers we discussed in the input, some more points also there. So input we understood, like input from the external environment includes the people, capital, managerial skill, technical skill that we've seen. But in addition to this also, there are various people, various groups are demanding certain things. For example, employee want higher pay. Is it the input? Employee need a higher pay, means it is also coming under the input. Because every employee want to work at the higher salary. Nobody is ready to work at the lower salary or without salary, right? Exceptions are there, social workers are there, they are doing this task. But this is one more input. Then another thing is that more benefit and job security also. They may demand medical insurance, they may demand the transportation facility to reach at that particular organization, job security like permanent offer they need, right? So like that, various demands are there. Even consumer also demand the various things. Safety, reliability in product. Reliability म्हणजे काय? ते प्रोडक्ट विश्वसनीय असावं आणि ते टिकाऊ असावं, अशा उद्देशाचं त्यांना एक्सपेक्टेशन असते कस्टमर, राईट? अँड रिझनेबल प्राइस, म्हणजे परवडणाऱ्या प्राइस मध्ये ते प्रोडक्ट असावं, हे सुद्धा डिमांड आहे. सो कॅन वी कन्सिडर ॲज इट इज इनपुट? इट इज इनपुट, राईट? आर यू एग्रीड? इज इट इनपुट?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Right. Then supplier also want assurance that their product will be bought. Right. So this is also one of the input. Then stakeholders want not only return on their investment but also security of their money. So we know like people invest in the market share, right? पैसा कुठे येतो? मोठ्या मोठ्या MNC ला शेअर मार्केट मधून शेअर लोक परचेस करतात आणि तिथे पैसा जातो. So stakeholders like investors also want, like I am investing money, means I should get more returns. So it is also coming under the this input. Even state and local government also demand, like yes, so organization should pay the highest taxes. The employee should pay the highest taxes, means 30%, 20%, as there are slabs of taxes. So they are also demanding. So this is also coming under the this input, because it is related to money. So this is also the input. So similarly, the community demand the enterprises be a good citizen, providing no number of jobs with minimum pollution. Society मध्ये pollution झालं नाही पाहिजे, भरपूर लोकांना जॉब मिळलं पाहिजे. हे डिमांड्स आहेत. Actually, this demands nothing but input, right? So we discussed only the yes. We discussed certain parameters like raw material, human resources, capital, technology, information. But beyond that also, in additional some pointers I have told to you people, right? And this part already we know. Transformation process, right? So actual what is happening in transformation process? Raw material is converted into actual product. So it is the task of manager to transform the input into effective and efficient manner into the output. Whose role is there in transformation process? Raw material is converted into final product or input into output. But who plays very important role? Manager. And who will be the manager? You people. You engineers are the manager. So it's a major role in the transformation process, especially you people have to perform it. Then manager should convert into output through its his managerial function like planning, organizing, staffing, leading, and controlling. So these are the functions of manager. Now the next bit is there. We have to discuss about these pointers. What are the functions of manager? So we are going to discuss in detail, but try to understand manager has to take active participation by planning, organizing, staffing, leading, controlling that activity he has to do, and he has to convert raw material into actual output, right? And obviously he has to take effective participation, active participation, and in efficient manner he has to convert that. And last point is that output. What is the output? It includes the product, services, profit, satisfaction. So yesterday we discussed. Only one more, one additional point I have told here from here, right? Sorry. In addition, so these pointers, if you see, these are the additional point as an input. Got the idea? So system approach already diagram you have drawn. Now we'll write some pointers here. Already title, I hope you noted the system approach to management. System approach to management. Point number 1, input. Point number 1, input. So write down first sentence below input. So write down first sentence, input from the external environment. Input from the external environment includes people, capital, managerial skills, technical skills, raw material, etc. In addition, various group of people, make demand on the enterprise. Make demand on the enterprise slash, yes. 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 No, I'm not getting. Okay, second point. So you want elaboration regarding the second point. That is, employee want higher pay, more benefit, job security. On the other side, consumer also demands safe, reliable product and reasonable price. So this point you want to elaboration? Transformation process. Means various group of people make demand on the enterprises. This point I have not elaborated. Actually, these are the pointers. So these are the demands. This pointer, whatever pointers are there. So these are the various demand of the group of people. For example, employee हे पण group of people आहेत. ह्यांच्या डिमांड काय आहेत? हायर पे, मोर बेनिफिट, जॉब सिक्युरिटी. कंझ्युमर म्हणजे कस्टमर. व्हॉट आर देअर डिमांड? सेफ प्रोडक्ट शुड बी देअर, रिलायबल प्रोडक्ट शुड बी देअर, रिझनेबल प्राइस शुड बी देअर. अजून पुढचा ग्रुप कुठला आहे? सप्लायर. सप्लायर they which kind of assurance they need? Their product should be bought. Then another group of people, stakeholders, investors specially. त्यांची काय एक्सपेक्टेशन आहे? हायर रिटर्न्स ऑन द इन्व्हेस्टमेंट. म्हणजे पैसा इन्व्हेस्ट केला पण मला रिटर्न मिळले पाहिजेत हायेस्ट. देन सिक्युरिटी, तो पैसा सेफ पण राहायला पाहिजे. पुढचा ग्रुप कुठला आहे? गव्हर्नमेंट. त्यांची काय डिमांड आहे? दे वॉन्ट हायर टॅक्सेस. म्हणजे तो टॅक्स एम्प्लॉईनी पे केला पाहिजे, ऑर्गनायझेशननी पण पे केला पाहिजे, गव्हर्नमेंटला टॅक्सेस मिळले पाहिजे. बिकॉज गव्हर्नमेंट रन ऑन द टॅक्सेस, राईट. अजून कुठला ग्रुप आहे? सोसायटी. सोसायटीची काय एक्सपेक्टेशन आहे? गुड सिटीजन, मीन्स ऑर्गनायझेशन शुड बी अ गुड सिटीजन and there should be less pollution, right, and number of jobs should be created. म्हणजे these are the demands. So you can say this is the main point and below that this is the explanation. So group of people having so many demands. Got the idea? So everybody, and it is coming under the input. हे इनपुटच आहे ना ऑर्गनायझेशनला. हे डिमांड आहेत म्हणजे काय? It is input. So organization has to behave accordingly. Getting? So this point I have this is the generalized statement and below there is an explanation. So in addition, various group of people make demand on the enterprise. Enterprise म्हणजे organization. Enterprises वर एवढ्या लोकांच्या demands आहेत. And it is true. Imagine yourself, suppose you are the employee. तुमचे एक्सपेक्टेशन काय असणार आहेत? I should have highest salary. मला इन्सेंटिव्ह मिळाला पाहिजे. माझी जॉब सिक्युरिटी मी परमनंट असलो पाहिजे, राईट? Is it your expectation? Definitely. Then consumer. Suppose you are, assume as you are the customer. Consumer means customer. काय तुमच्या एक्सपेक्टेशन असणार आहेत? मोबाईल घेतला, काय असणार आहे? मोबाईल सेफ असला पाहिजे, फुटला नाही पाहिजे, राईट? पडला तरी टिकला पाहिजे, पाण्यात पडला तरी भिजला नाही पाहिजे, राईट? सो दिस इज युअर एक्सपेक्टेशन. देन रिलायबल प्रोडक्ट, तो टिकाऊ असला पाहिजे, मोबाईल 4-5 वर्ष तरी चालला पाहिजे. इट शुड बी रिलायबल प्रोडक्ट. तुम्ही इमॅजिन करताय. देन रिझनेबल प्राइस, कमी खर्चात पण मिळाला पाहिजे, राईट? So these are your expectation. Then suppose you understand like you are the supplier. तुम्ही रॉ मटेरियल सप्लाय करताय, मोबाईलला लागणारे डायोड्स वगैरे किंवा चिप्स आर रिक्वायर्ड, राईट? विच काइंड ऑफ चिप्स आर रिक्वायर्ड? येस, mobile chips are required. I think it is prepared from the some which kind of material which is not available in India. That's why we are not able to produce the product. Yes, silicon. Right, silicon chips, silicon material is there. Suppose you are the supplier of it. So what is your expectation? माझं ते मटेरियल सप्लाय झालं पाहिजे. कॅमेरा बनवत असेल मोबाईलचा, ते सप्लाय झाला पाहिजे. गेटिंग? सो अनदर थिंग इज दॅट सपोज यू आर द इन्व्हेस्टर. तुम्ही शेअर घेतलेले त्या ऑर्गनायझेशनचे. व्हॉट इज युअर एक्सपेक्टेशन देअर? युअर एक्सपेक्टेशन इज दॅट माझा पैसा सेफ राहायला पाहिजे, पहिली गोष्ट. अँड इफ आय इन्व्हेस्टेड 1000, आय शुड गेट 2000 आफ्टर 2 months, 3 months, आफ्टर 1 year, like that. Suppose you are the minister, finance minister of Maharashtra. What is your expectation? पेट्रोल वरती टॅक्स मिळाला पाहिजे, राईट? काय पेट्रोलियम कंपन्याकडून टॅक्स मिळाला पाहिजे. कसा? जीएसटी अँड ऑल दिस वॉट एव्हर टॅक्सेस आर देअर. सो इट्स युअर एक्सपेक्टेशन. देन अनदर थिंग इज दॅट यू आर दी ऑर्गनायझर और युअर सोसायटीज पार्ट. तुमच्या घरात शेजारी कंपनी केमिकलची. तुमचं काय एक्सपेक्टेशन असणार आहे? वास आला नाही पाहिजे, स्मेल आला नाही पाहिजे, ऑर्डर आला नाही पाहिजे, राईट? इट्स युअर एक्सपेक्टेशन. सो आणि पोल्युशन झालं नाही पाहिजे आणि कंपनीने भरपूर लोकांना जॉब दिले पाहिजे ऍज अ सोसायटी. सो दीज आर द एक्सपेक्टेशन ऑफ द सोसायटी. दीज आर द एक्सपेक्टेशन ऑफ द ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल फ्रॉम द सोसायटी, राईट? दीज आर द एक्सपेक्टेशन फ्रॉम द सिटीजन्स. मग हे इनपुट आहे का? Actually, we see the input only raw material, human resources, capital, technology, information. हे तर लागणारच आहे ऑर्गनायझेशनला. बट बियॉन्ड दॅट, इन ऍडिशन, दीज आर द इनपुट्स. गॉट द आयडिया? सो हे ऑर्गनायझेशन मधले इनपुट्स आहेत आणि हे बाहेरचे इनपुट्स आहेत. गॉट द आयडिया? ओके. सो नोट इट. इन ऍडिशन, various group of people make demand on the enterprise. एंटरप्राइज म्हणजे ऑर्गनायझेशन, दोन वर्ड आहेत, एंटरप्राइज एज वेल एज दी ऑर्गनायझेशन. In addition, various group of people make the demand on the enterprise. For example, employee want higher pay, comma, more benefits, and job security. And job security. Full stop. Consumer demands safe, reliable products, at the reasonable price. At the reasonable price. Full stop. Next sentence. Supplier wants assurance. Supplier wants assurance that their product will be bought. Full stop. Next sentence. Shareholders want not only a return, on their investment, but also security for their money. Next sentence. States and local government depends on taxes paid by enterprise. So I think this related to law explanation I have not given, right? Only taxes related discussion we made. Now suppose chemical industry is there. What expectation is there from government side? Whatever wastewater is there, the organization should process it and then they dispose in the environment. Otherwise, what will happen? Do you know this kind of norms are there? Whatever wastage are there, so you should not keep as it is in environment. You should process it and then you should dispose in the environment. So for chemical industry, norms are a little stringent. So in mechanical industry also, whatever scrap is there, proper that disposing of that particular plastics, whatever scrap is there. So various laws are there. Depends on the organization to organization. Laws are there. So all organization has to follow the norms of the particular government, right? So this point we have not discussed. And this is also input to organization. तुम्ही नियम पाळलेच पाहिजेत, नाहीतर काय होतंय, तुम्हाला ते ऍक्शन्सला सामोरं जावं लागणार आहे. केमिकल गोळ्या औषध असतात त्याच्यामध्ये पण नॉर्म्स असतात, मेडिकल जे आपल्या टॅबलेट्स असतात ॲलोपॅथी मधल्या. सो देअर ऑल्सो सर्टन नॉर्म्स आर. तर तुम्ही ते फॉलो केले पाहिजे. कंपनी टू कंपनी नॉर्म्स आर डिफरंट, and that should be followed. हे सुद्धा input आहे organization, right? So note another sentence. Government also expect the enterprises should follow rules and regulation of the particular state. Last sentence. The community demands that enterprises be double inverted comma good citizen, providing number of job with a minimum pollution. Full stop. So these are the inputs in addition to generalized points. Now second number point, transformation process. In that, write down first sentence. It is the task of manager to transform the input in an effective and efficient manner into output. Full stop. Second sentence. Manager should convert input into output through his managerial functions like planning, organizing, staffing, leading, controlling, etc. So whatever pointers are there, planning, organizing, staffing, leading. Next bit is there in detail we are going to discuss. I am not going to discuss same thing here, but not necessary in this bit. You should elaborate. Okay. So he point. If I ask what is organizing, what is staffing, you may not able to answer now. But after discussion of next bit, definitely you will able to explain this. And last one is the output. So in that, write down only one sentence. It includes product, service, profit, and satisfaction. Okay, so I always say this is one of the bit or you can say only one bit to understand, little complicated. So you need to imagine what are the inputs in the organization. You have to understand the manager काय करत असेल, output कसं convert करत असेल. You have not seen, but this is imaginary process. And for that philosophy, they have given the name system approach to the management. Okay. So I hope I able to explain and you understood it. If still problem is there, we can discuss for 1 minute. Otherwise, next bit is there, a function of manager. We can proceed with it. Anything, at least you understood the concept of input output model. What are the inputs in the organization? What manager has to do in transformation process? And last one is the output we are getting, right? So, and if that output is not satisfactory, always feedback is going to input. At least you understood this. Is any problem in this bit? No? Should we proceed with next bit? Okay. So functions of manager. So always I say function of you people as a function of engineers in the organization, because you people will be the manager. So you have to correlate, you have to imagine I am the manager, and friends, these are the functions you have to perform in the organization, right? And we have to discuss in detail. But before that, I want to explain who is the manager. Friend, manager is the person responsible for planning and directing the work of group of individual, monitoring their work and taking corrective actions when necessary. Who is the person? Engineers actually. Person means you people, right? So you imagine as a person there. Manager is a person responsible. So जवाबदार व्यक्ति है, right? Responsible means he has to take all responsibility of it. He is a responsible person for planning activity, directing the people. लोकांना दिशा देणे, तुम्ही या पद्धतीने काम करा, right? Guiding the various teams and observing their work. Monitoring means observing their work. ते करतायत का मी सांगितलेलं, right? So that monitoring word is there, right? Here. So monitoring is nothing but observing whether people are doing as per the guidelines, as per my direction or not. And if they are not doing the work properly as per his direction, right? As per his direction, if people are not working, then taking corrective action. What is the corrective action? If somebody is not, if he has not completed his task, then what is the corrective action? In a organization, there is a memos, right? Or asking show cause notice. Why you are not completed? Have you heard at least this word? Show cause notice is there. Karne दाखवा notice वगैरह ऐकलंय का? So in industry also, manager has to take this corrective action. Otherwise, sometime giving the less star rating instead of promotion, giving the this or you can say what we can say, stopping his increments, right? Asking him to work on the same position for years together. So yeah, it's manager's right. Taking corrective action if somebody is not working. ते तर म्हणायचं नाही की ह्यो माझ्या पाहुण्यातला आहे, तो माझ्या ओळखीचा आहे, हा माझं पर्सनल काम करतो. तिथं कामच आउटपुट दिसतंय. तिथं बाप दाखवण्याचे श्राद्ध घालाय असा कन्सेप्ट आहे. इंडस्ट्रीमध्ये भरपूर लोक म्हणी वापरतात. म्हणजे काय, आउटपुट दाखवा नाही तर घरी जावा, राईट? सो दे आर व्हेरी प्रोफेशनल इन ऑर्गनायझेशन बिकॉज आउटपुट इज इसेन्शियल. सो मॅनेजर प्लेज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट रोल हिअर. और ओनर तिथे येणार नाहीये एचआरचं काम बघायला तो करतोय का नाही, प्रोडक्शनचं माल बघायला ओनर येणार नाहीये. मॅनेजर हॅज टू डू दिस. If somebody is not working properly, then it's role of the manager to take the corrective action. हा, corrective action विनाकारण घेतली तर लोक निघून जातील. If he thinks like I have given the direction, I have done the planning, I have guided the people, group of people, I am observing their work, but they are not doing the properly, then I should take the corrective action. Whenever necessary, not required like every time. He should take sometime positive action also, like motivating the people by giving certain incentive, giving the increment, right? So this is the person who do this task. And I always say these are the you people. Got the idea? Who is the manager? Everybody understood? नुसता व्यक्ती आहे असं समजलं असेल तर सोडून द्या, इंजिनियर असेल तर सोडून द्या. But what are the responsibility he has to follow in the organization? प्लॅनिंग करणे, लोकांना गायडन्स करणे, त्यांच्या वॉच ठेवणे. वॉच म्हणजे मॉनिटरिंग देअर वर्क. वॉच ठेवणे म्हणजे पाळत ठेवणे त्या प्रकारचा नव्हे. ऍटलीस्ट गेटिंग द रिपोर्ट एव्हरी वीक, every month, every day, like that. So monitoring their work, and if they are not doing the work, then taking the corrective action. Corrective actionचा अर्थ सर्वांना कळाला असेल. Now he has to do various functions in the organization. Like planning is there, organizing is there, staffing is there, leading, directing, controlling, and coordination. In the previous bit, we discussed this. Let us start one by one. What is the meaning of planning, organizing, and staffing? Now, planning. तुम्ही प्लॅनिंग करता? काय करता? प्लॅनिंग म्हणजे सपोज टेक द एक्झाम्पल ऑफ यू आर डुईंग द प्लॅनिंग ऑफ स्टडी. Exam is there, 10 days you have PL, preparation leave, you have 5 subjects. So what is your planning? Every day, every subject 2 days. But somebody may have like mathematics is there, I should give 3 days for it. Only theoretical subject is there, 1 day sufficient, right? So it's your perception, right? And you given the justice to that particular task. So this is the planning. So in industry also, defining the goal, establishing the strategy, developing a plan to coordinate the activities. So deciding in advance what to do in future and how to do it. In short, I want to tell, भविष्यामध्ये तुम्हाला काय करायचंय आणि ते कसं करणार आहे. काय करायचंय, कसं करायचंय. So in simple way, that planning is there. So in industry, defining the goal. What is the defining goal? Every week people may have different goal. Example I want to tell. Suppose one party came and they asked like, I want to produce the engine block, and he need 100 blocks every month. But next year another party will come, they may ask like, I want to produce the alloy wheel. Alloy wheel समजते सगळ्यांना? Example, mechanical engineering example I am giving. So in previous year, goal was the producing the engine block. This year, producing the alloy wheel. Getting? Somebody may in between come and he will say, I want to produce some washers. I want to produce the nut bolts. So as product changes, their goals are changing. So manager has to define the goal with this and this quality of this material. I want to dispatch so and so product to so and so party within 1 month, 2 months. So this is a goal for that particular manager, and he has to define the goal, and that goal should be passed to all the workers, all the employee under him. Establishing a strategy. Next point. Planning मध्ये काय येतंय बघा. So now how production should be done. Sometimes people say like, I don't have machinery to produce laser cutting. I don't have machine to laser, I want to make the cutting, but laser machine is not available. Then what should be the strategy of that particular manager? In any case, he should outsource it. आपल्याला available नाही आहे, but I have taken the order, I have defined the goal, and I have to establish strategy. He should outsource it. आपल्याला नाही तर मग पटकन कुणाकडून तरी घ्यायला पाहिजे करून. Getting? Suppose material is not available at local place, so he should import wherever it is available. So he should establish strategy for it. Establishing strategy, what the idea? म्हणजे ते product बनवायचा कसा? So defining that particular strategy, just one example I have given. Then developing the plan. किती मशिनरी लागतील? एका मशीनवरती 8 तासात किती प्रोडक्शन होतं? मग किती मशिनरी लागतील? Which technology should be implemented? कुठला वर्कर, किती कोणत्या स्किलचा वर्कर तिथं पाहिजे? Suppose somebody will say, I want a rough product. I don't want finishing. So you will not recruit the expert for that particular product. Let it be semi-skilled worker also can do this task. So he has to develop the plan, and all activity he has to coordinate. Means what? Getting the order and doing the product, producing the product and dispatching to particular customer within the time. Coordinating activity नुसतं बनवून ठेवणं असं नाही. Within the time that product should be reached to that particular person. काय होईल बरं if that manager will not dispatch within the time? Suppose a party has given date on 1st of every month. I need so and so component. एवढ्या नंबरचे मला component पाहिजे. जर नाही गेले component तिथं तर काय होईल? Yes? Loudly. First thing, bad impression. Next time you will not get the order. Second thing, he may not give all the money as per the contract. तुम्ही प्रोडक्टच वेळेत नाही दिला, आम्ही नाही तुम्हाला कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट प्रमाणे 10 रुपयाला प्रोडक्ट ठरला आहे, विल नॉट गिव्ह 10 रुपीज, विल गिव्ह ओनली 9 रुपीज. This is again one more problem. Then another thing, that party will have financial loss, right? And your market image will, that impression will go down. So this is also important. So coordinating the activities is also one of the important parts. Okay. Bad feedback, low rating. Very good. So who is this? Rakesh answered. Thank you. So got the idea? So deciding in advance what to do in the future and how to do it. आपल्याला एवढे प्रोडक्ट पाठवायचे या तारखेला आणि ते आपण कसे बनवले पाहिजे. What the idea? This is nothing but the planning. So same thing at the beginning example I have given of your study. आपल्याला वेळेत एक्झामला पोहोचायचे, वेळेत एक्झाम द्यायचे, पास व्हायचे, चांगला मार्क मिळवायचे. So you have your plan. So same thing is there in industrial. What the idea? This is nothing but the planning. And whose role is this? Whose function is this? Managers. And now at this stage you should say mind role. It's mind function. माझं work आहे, right? So in next year you have to do this task. Got the idea? Planning in industry, every manager has to do this. The next function is there in the industry is organizing. Organizing is nothing but determining what task has to be done. What task has to be done, who is to do them, how the tasks are grouped, who report to whom, where decisions are to be made. Got the idea? आता म्हणाल की ह्याच्यामध्ये बरंचसं प्लॅनिंगच दिसतंय. Actually planning is imaginary. So try to understand difference between this planning. Everything is managerial, right? Imaginary. Everything is imaginary. In planning, action is not there. Otherwise, you will say planning and ikade ek sarkal distay. So there is a minor difference in planning. This is the imaginary process. It is in a maybe on paper. This is the thing I have to do. In this way, I have to do. But here, if you see in organizing, the things are very practical. What is that? What task has to be done? You have to make the list of it. हे task करायचंय, ते task करायचंय. Then who is to do them? म्हणजे ते कुणी करायचंय? Semi skilled worker, engineer, designer, right? And another thing is that how the tasks are grouped. म्हणजे त्यांनी टीम बनवायचे. This so and so group will work on designing. So and so group will work on the production. So they have to make the group also. मग कोणी कुणाला रिपोर्ट करेल? Report means who will take the all follow up of that particular activity. Manager cannot do all the things in the industry. He should have some managers along with him, right? Then where decisions are to be made. कुठल्या situation, suppose so and so defect came in a product, then which kind of decision should be taken? So in short, organizing is nothing but assigning the duties, grouping the tasks, establishing authority, allocating the resources, and another thing is that to carry out specific plan. So if you see, earlier case is just imaginary, but here you see the depth. Got the idea? So in detail, actual practical aspects are here. In previous case, just imagination. So this is nothing but organizing. आपण म्हणतो एखादं फंक्शन ऑर्गनाइज करणे, घरगुती कार्यक्रम असेल. अजून एक एनॉलॉजी सांगतो. आपल्या घरचे लग्न जमल्यानंतर जे इमॅजिनरी असतं की यांना इन्व्हिटेशन पाठवू, त्यांना इन्व्हिटेशन पाठवू, बरोबर? सो दिस इज नथिंग बट प्लॅनिंग. आपण असं करू, बट कुणी पत्रिका पाठवायची, पोचवायची, कुणी ऑर्डर द्यायची जाऊन तिथं, मग कुणी रिसेप्शनचं काम बघायचं. सो दिस इज ऑर्गनायझिंग. मग आपण बऱ्याच वेळा वर्ड वापरतो ऑर्गनायझिंग. आम्ही फंक्शन ऑर्गनाइज करतोय, आम्ही मॅरेज सेरेमनी ऑर्गनाइज करतोय. सो सेम थिंग इज हिअर. गॉट द आयडिया? सो दिस इज नथिंग बट ऑर्गनायझिंग. नाउ थर्ड फंक्शन ऑफ मॅनेजर इज स्टाफिंग. finding the right people for the right job in the organization. So what is the meaning of this particular concept? Finding the right people for right job. If you need turner in the organization, you should not recruit the welder. So in simple way, right person for the right job. If you need designer on a specific software, you should recruit the expert of the same software. Getting? So finding the right people for the right job in the organization is nothing but staffing. बऱ्याच वेळेला तुम्हाला वाटेल की रिक्रुटिंग प्रोसेस आहे का? Yes, it is kind of recruiting process. Manager has to do this. Then another thing in the staffing manager has to do, that is calculating the manpower requirement. In staffing, manager has to calculate the manpower requirement, right? So how he will calculate the manpower requirement? Any logic? कसं करणार? तुम्ही जर मॅनेजर झाला, एक प्रोजेक्ट आला, सो हाऊ यू विल डिसाइड लाईक मला एवढी मॅनपॉवर लागणार आहे. कॅल्क्युलेटिंग मीन्स इथं ऍक्युरेटच पाहिजे, एक सुद्धा मॅनपॉवर जास्त नाही पाहिजे, कारण त्याला तुम्हाला पे करायचं. Amount of work you should know first. So by considering amount of work you have to perform, so depending on that, you have to calculate the manpower required. Then appraisal and selection of the candidates for the position. Appraisal means what? Evaluation of that particular employee. Appraisal means evaluation, another similar word for that. So you people have to make the appraisal of that particular person whom you are recruiting and selecting that particular candidate for the particular position. Then another task in staffing is that training and development of the candidate on the job in order to improve their capability and potentiality. तुम्ही इंडस्ट्रीमध्ये जावा, बरेच जण लोक TCS चे म्हणतात आमचं ट्रेनिंग चालू आहे. ऐकलंय कधी? विप्रो मध्ये म्हणतात ट्रेनिंग चालू आहे. RTO झालं तरी म्हणतात 1 वर्षभर ट्रेनिंग चालू आहे. So let it be any job in the organization, anywhere, training is the mandatory part. So it comes under the staffing. Staffing means right person for the right job. And how a manager has to do this? He has to make the appraisal, he has to calculate the requirement, he has to give the training to people and assigning the task. So same analogy of marriage. लग्नाची तारीख 2 दिवसावर आली आहे, तर तुम्ही काय सांगता? हे मटेरियल घेऊन ये, मग आचारी कुठला चांगला आहे, बरोबर? इज इट द सेम अनालॉजी? बरोबर ना? वर्कर पाहिजेत, वाढपे पाहिजेत, मंडपवाला पाहिजे, तो का चांगल्या प्रकारचं डेकोरेशन करणारा पाहिजे. नसेल तर मग आपण फीडबॅक घेतो ना लोकांकडून की कोणता आचारी चांगला बनवतो. मग इथं स्टाफिंग मध्ये तेच प्रकार आहे. आमच्या घरच्या कार्यक्रमाला चांगले लोक पाहिजेत, राईट? सो सेम अनालॉजी स्टाफिंग. कशाला अजून रिक्रूट करता? वाजंत्री पण चांगले लागतात, बरोबर? डीजे चांगला पाहिजे, राईट? सो तुम्ही चांगली लोक बघता का नाही? सो सेम थिंग मॅनेजर, ऍज अ मॅनेजर वी हॅव टू डू इन द इंडस्ट्री. अँड जर नसेल चांगला व्यक्ती इंडस्ट्रीमध्ये, तर व्हॉट प्रॉब्लेम यू विल हॅव? हू विल आन्सर फॉर दिस क्वेश्चन? You have recruited, you know, this so and so task I have to get it from that particular people. If that person is not working properly or he is not satisfying whatever task given to him, that manager is not satisfied, organization is not satisfied with that particular person, मग काय होतं? मॅनेजरला काय होतं? any guess? Manager's rating will go down because he has recruited useless people, and he will give less salary to him, right? तसं लग्नामध्ये पण आपण काय करतो की व्यवस्थित कार्यक्रम नाही झाला, सो शेवटच्या घडीला बार्गेनिंग चालू होतं, तुम्ही हेच व्यवस्थित नाही केलं, जेवणच व्यवस्थित नाही केलं, सो आम्ही तुमचे पैसे कमी करणार. सेम थिंग इज हॅपनिंग इन इंडस्ट्री ऑल्सो. इफ दॅट पर्सन इज नॉट वर्किंग प्रॉपरली, स्केल इज सपोज 5 lakh per annum, he is not giving justice to his work, Then what is the problem? Next year his rating will be very poor and he will not get increment. Even sometime deduction in salary also will happen. So same thing is in industry also. This is a staffing function. Then leading and directing. It includes motivating the employees. Do you know meaning of leading at least? Leading means काय तुम्ही काय अर्थ घेता लीडिंगचा? मोरक्या होणे एखाद्या ऍक्टिव्हिटीचा, एखाद्या गोष्टीला इनिशिएट करणे स्वतःहून. So friends, leading is also one of the function of manager. Directing is also a function of manager. Almost both functions are similar. So let us see what leading includes. Leading includes motivating the employees. Motivating म्हणजे काय? He came in organization, he should motivate like next year your rating will be good. You will get promotion. You will get hike in salary. So this kind of motivation, nothing else. हे काय मोठ्या मोठ्या स्पीकरचं मोटिवेशन नाहीये. Here motivation in this term it is there. Then directing the other. Directing the other means giving the proper direction. It is nothing but directing. Next function, selecting the most effective communication channel. Suppose you have 1,000 employee in the your department. Most of the MNCs have 1,000 employee means not a big task. So how you will communicate with all the people? Is it possible to reach to each and one to one and discuss with them? Quite difficult. So defining or selecting the effective communication channel. So maybe through mail, through WhatsApp, but maybe with letter earlier, maybe physical letters were there when internet and this computer facility was not there. Now it is there. So WhatsApp is also one of the channel. Official email is one of the very nice channel in industry people follow. Then resolving conflicts and issues amongst the employees. हे प्रॉब्लेम नेहमी होतात इंडस्ट्रीमध्ये. सो तो कामच करत नाही, त्यांनी मला असंच बोलला, राईट? सो जनरली इट इज नॉट हॅपनिंग, बट general conflicts, we don't know which kind of conflicts may arise. Sometimes politics in industry is there. Sometimes unions are there. Have you heard about the unions? Union and manager, engineer यांच्यामध्ये नेहमी conflicts असतात. So who has to resolve this? Obviously manager don't have all the rights to resolve all the issues, but at least he will pass these issues to higher level management, and their conflicts, their issues may be solved by partially from his side. So in short, leading means influencing and motivating employees to perform the task assigned to them. लोकांना इन्फ्लुअन्स करणे म्हणजे त्यांच्यावरती एक वेगळ्या प्रकारे परिणाम करणे कसा? पॉझिटिव्हली, सो दॅट पीपल विल वर्क फॉर his department. So in short, so in our general functions also this kind of things are happening. बरोबर आहे? आता हे अनालॉजी मला नाही सांगता येणार लागणार ती पण, so you understand. So anybody want to elaborate analogy in any of the functions in the family, leading and directing? घरातला एखादा कर्ता मंडळी, राईट? तुम्ही हे करा, तुम्ही ते करा, करत काहीच नाहीत. सो फक्त बट देअर रोल इज इफेक्टिव्ह, राईट? या साईडला जेवण मिळालं का, त्या साईडला जेवण मिळालं का, तुम्ही जेवण केलं का, राईट? जेवल्याशिवाय जाऊ नका, राईट? सो लीडर, this kind of leading may be there. Just for understanding purpose, don't write in examination. Controlling, monitoring activities to ensure objectives are achieved as planned and directing any significant deviation. Monitoring the activities to ensure objectives are achieved as planned and correcting any significant deviation. One sentence itself is indicating controlling. Controlling म्हणजे काय? So that activity are happenings as per the decided by the manager. Okay, he has decided. आपण म्हणतो boss is always right, so that's why it is there, because he has planned, so he cannot change his planning at the end of the project. So he has to monitor the activities. If any worker is not doing proper design, not doing proper production, So whatever deviations are there, मी सांगितलं ह्या क्वालिटीचा प्रोडक्ट पाहिजे, but it is not producing. He is not producing that. So he has to take the corrective actions on the deviations. So that is a controlling. Controlling म्हणजे काय, एखादा remote controlling तसं नव्हे. Employees are if not working as per the requirement, then he has to take the corrective action. Getting? So this function is one of the function manager has to do. Getting? So controlling is very simple task. As per the planning, things are happening or not. If not happening, taking corrective action is nothing but the control. आपण मॅनेजरने ठरवल्याप्रमाणे काम होतंय का नाही, होत असेल, no problem. If it is not happening, manager has to take the corrective action. So you know the corrective actions meaning. Last function, I think this coordination is there. Achievement of the harmony of the individual efforts towards the accomplishment of the organizational goal. Coordination is nothing but achievement of the harmony. हार्मोनीचा अर्थ काय घेतो आपण? सुसंगतता, harmony, right? So whether harmony is there, everybody's efforts are there, and whether harmony is there in that effort, right? And for what purpose harmony is required? To accomplishing the goal. In his planning, whether that goals are, whatever goals are mentioned, whether these things are happening or not. And obviously with the help of harmony. Getting? So this is also one of the tasks manager has to do. I think these are the 6 functions manager has to do. Planning, organizing, staffing, leading, or controlling, and coordination. So which function you have not understood, you need more elaboration on it, because it's your function. Question is asked for the 8 mark, 7 mark most of the time. Illustrate the functions of manager. Illustrate the functions of manager. 7 to 8 mark question is there. You have to define the definition of manager. Then you have to highlight the pointers of various function, and after that explanation on it. If there is any doubt, online people can put their roll number in chat box.